Well, welcome, Cardigan family. First of all, let me thank Jorgo for stepping in to help with our chapel leadership while Jalen is away on a school visit. I also want to thank Mr. Schreiber, who organized most of this Hanukkah chapel for us, and also to everyone who's going to be participating in the leadership today. Next, I am delighted to draw your attention to these two rosebuds sharing one vase, placed here to honor the birth of the two newest members of our Cardigan family. On Tuesday, Mr. and Mrs. Doherty and big sister Ella welcomed twins, a daughter named Julia Lee and a son named Ryan William. We give thanks for Mrs. Doherty's safe delivery and for the baby's arrival, and we welcome them warmly into our Cardigan family. Friends, as we know, one of the great benefits of Cardigan Mountain School is our diverse community. As you know, we come from many different countries and from various different religions and philosophic traditions, but we know that the day-to-day living with those differences, sometimes the blessings of that diversity, the different ideas, the different languages, the different habits, different foods, sometimes they can seem more like struggles than like benefits. But here at Cardigan, instead of resisting those struggles and insisting upon our own way, instead we lean into these challenges. We choose to lean in whenever we run into differences with one another of opinion or preferences. We know that we can always find common ground on the core values that we all agree upon. No matter the disagreement, if we all adhere faithfully to the core values that we all share, they will carry us through to harmony despite the differences, and to a deeper and richer life together because of those differences. If you pick up a newspaper or check the news online, you will see that this is not always the case in life beyond the point, but it needs to be. Mr. Schreiber, could you bring me my phone that's on the chair that I forgot to bring with me? Every morning, thank you. And maybe some of you all do too, check the world headlines just to see what's happening in the world. And there was a story this morning that caught my attention, and I wanted to share it with you because it is about a middle school boy. And so, of course, I thought of you, and I thought of my own teenage sons. Let me read it to you. This is from CNN. A 15-year-old boy is among 5 suspects charged with conspiracy to plan a terrorist attack in Sydney, according to Australian officials. Police said that they were becoming increasingly concerned about the growing number of teenagers becoming radicalized in the country. It is disturbing that we are continuing to see teenage children in this environment, said the Deputy Commissioner for Special Operations. We are charging a 15-year-old with a very, very serious offense. This is an offense that has a maximum of life imprisonment. This is concerning not only to us in law enforcement, this should be concerning to everybody, she added. As I read the news and as I teach global community initiative classes, I come face to face with the realities of a world that needs your leadership. Right here, right now on the point, you are developing in middle school important skills that many adults in our world do not have. Your teachers, your coaches, your dorm parents, and your Cardigan brothers with whom you have these differences are helping you to learn to consider and appreciate perspectives that are different from your own. For example, you are learning to be open-minded and curious and aware of the needs and preferences of others. You're beginning to figure out what you believe and why you believe it. and you are learning to articulate your ideas and your wisdom with clarity and respect. You're learning the essential but difficult truth that your own preferences are important, but no more important than anyone else's in the world. In our chapel particularly, we all check our egos at the door and acknowledge that there is something bigger than our individual selves, bigger than our individual countries, our political alliances, whether that something is God, whether it is nature, whether it is our community or the greater good, or all of these things. We value our freedom to worship or not to worship as our conscience dictates. And we feel strongly that it is important to maintain this freedom for all. That is why this chapel welcomes everyone, and each of us is as equal to anyone else in this sacred space. In this space, we trust one another to speak honestly and to listen deeply, not superficially. And because we have that trust, we can risk being vulnerable, risk sharing our stories, as Travis did last week, risk sharing our beliefs, as some of our boys will today, and we can risk, as I do every week even, being wrong, knowing that our Cardigan family will appreciate our honesty and benefit from our sharing. How might the world be changed for the good if we could spread this kind of trust and openness to the rest of the world? As Jorgo said, today our chapel service will focus on the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. Tonight we will have a GCI presentation from a student from Kenya. Next Tuesday evening we will focus on the Christian holiday of Christmas. No matter your own beliefs, whatever they may be, wherever you may come from, I encourage you to listen with an open mind and an open heart, because as you learn more about different religions and ethnicities, your own cultural IQ, your cultural literacy will rise, will increase. What do I mean by cultural literacy or being culturally literate? It means that you know yourself and your own culture well, and you can talk about your ideas with confidence and respect for others. It also means that you have real knowledge about other cultures, that you are tolerant of different beliefs, and that you understand and can work with people who hold perspectives that are different from your own. Cultural literacy keeps you from being easily swept up into someone else's ideology or radicalized by someone else's belief, because you will have a firm grasp on your own beliefs, on your own core values. Cultural literacy also means that you can express your views calmly and constructively, without hatred, and without sarcasm, and without spit. Being culturally literate empowers you to lead responsible and meaningful lives in our global society, and to lead others to do the same. It means, in short, that you love your neighbor as yourself. As you continue on your hero's journey of your whole life, not just our Cardigan year, let love be your sword, Excalibur. Let love be the tool that you use, because ultimately it is love that will save the world. Please join me now in welcoming Mr. Scheiber, Mr. Capro, Tad Levitt, Max Gregory, Mr. Harris, Nathan Jones, John Sacklad, Josh Rizica, Sam Twadale. Did I say Alex Sacklad? Mr. Arabak, who will lead our service today.
The first part of the Hanukkah celebration, done each night, is the lighting of the menorah, or 9-branch candle holder. First, the candles are melted in and loaded from right to left. Then a separate candle, called the shamash, is lit, and 3 blessings are said. After that, the candles are lit from left to right, with the newest one being lit first. Since it is the 4th day of the 8 nights of Hanukkah, we will light 4 candles now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Hanukkah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avotenu bayamim ha'hem bazman hazeh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehehianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
Thousands of years ago, the city of Jerusalem was home to the Jewish Holy Temple, where Jews from around the world would travel in order to worship their God. In the temple, a group of priests would gather each morning to light the menorah, or a 7-branch candelabrum, which burned oil and celebrated the new light given at the beginning of each day. About 2,200 years ago, the Syrian Greeks came down from the north and conquered Jerusalem. Their soldiers stormed the temple, destroying many items, and forcibly built altars and statues to the Greek god Zeus. They also made the practice of Judaism illegal, requiring that everyone now worship only the Greek gods.
The Jews refused to worship the Greek gods, even though refusing to do so put them in great danger. A group of Jewish rebels called the Maccabees decided to revolt, to take Jerusalem and their holy temple. Even though their army was small and few in number, they defeated the much larger Syrian Greek army and recaptured the Holy Temple.
The Maccabees had defeated the conquering armies against all odds, and their first priority was to clean up and rededicate the temple. Now that the Syrian Greeks had left, they removed the statues and images of the Greek gods and began setting things right. One of the first things they wanted to do was rekindle the menorah, as a symbol of hope that the temple is a place for Jews to go once again.
The oil that was burned in the menorah had to be the purest olive oil. When the Maccabees returned to the temple, they only found enough oil to burn the menorah for 1 day. They didn't want the light, a symbol of hope for the Jewish people, to go out. However, it took 8 days to take the olives off the tree and make new olive oil. The oil in the menorah continued to burn for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, until the 8th day had come and gone, and the new oil could be added. The light didn't go out, the darkness wasn't allowed to close in, and the people said, Nis Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there.
That light, that refused to be extinguished, continued to light up the darkness. In a similar manner, the Maccabees' courageous stand against their oppressors has been interpreted over the years as being the light of freedom, conquering the darkness of injustice. These menorahs don't have 7 branches like the one in the temple did, but instead they have 9. There are 8 on the sides, so that the new candle may be lit each night for 8 nights. There is also one at the center, which is used for the shamash after it has lit the others.
While menorahs often have a traditional design, there are many variations. A menorah is one of the most frequently found religious items in Jewish homes. And sometimes people buy non-traditional menorahs that are reflective of their own personal tastes. This can mean anything from a hockey menorah to a New England Patriots menorah, to a menorah where each night's candle holder is a different dog. This is one area where Jewish artists have found ways to be very creative. In this way and others, we can connect modern times to ancient ones by connecting the traditional from thousands of years ago to the practices of today. Thank you.
I'm pleased to present the Heart of the Cougar Award for November and December. We had many nominations this month, and I'd like to thank all of the boys who are going above and beyond in their efforts to live by our core values and to help the other fellow along the way. This month, we are recognizing one individual whom we feel is especially deserving of the Heart of the Cougar tie. He is a hard worker who is always looking to improve his academic work and does his best. He continuously finds ways to improve as a student, athlete, and campus citizen. He has shown consistent growth and progress each year that he has been a student at Cardigan. He looks out for the well-being of his peers and genuinely cares for them. He has become a kind and friendly mentor to many younger boys on campus. At the lake run, he could have easily opted out of the event without anyone giving it a second thought because of his broken collarbone. Instead, he pushed himself to work hard and gave his best effort, even though it was painful. He is Taishu Tazawa.
Thank you, Austin. We'll have to congratulate Taishu next time we see him. At this time, please rise and join in the singing of the Cardigan hymn. To Cardigan, our favored school, by nature's gifts benign, we raise in song our thankfulness for beauty which is thine, for winter snow, for afterglow, when day fades into dreams of goals toward which we all will strive, to keep thy faiths alive, to keep thy faith in us alive. Together we will strive, as Cardigan is mirrored in our crystal lake so clear. May we through life reflect thy truths and memories as dear, of summer's green fall's colors bright, of glimmering stars at night. God, give us strength to carry on through storm or weather fair, the peace vouchsafed by living here for all the world to share. As we leave this space this afternoon, Today's benediction will be said first in Hebrew, and then Mr. Auerbach will read the English. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord direct his face towards you and grant you peace. Amen.